Diary of an Adopted Son. Diary of an Adopted Son. So today I'm talking to you about my brother Ben. Ben is Mary Tillman's biological son. So I just want to shoot these videos to explain to you guys who actually watch the series who all these characters are. These are real life people. Now, Ben is Mary Tillman's biological son, okay? He's the only son that she ever had, from her own womb. And growing up with Ben Tillman was interesting. He had a daughter named Keisha Tillman, who is she's actually supposed to be my niece, but we called her our cousin growing up, which is kind of weird. But but Ben was, he was cool. I mean, overall, people think I didn't like Ben growing up or whatever. But in the grand scheme of things, Ben is a good person, and I like Ben, to a certain degree. Now, the reason I say that is because growing up, they used to call me Jack Benny, okay? They used to call me Jack Benny when I was growing up. Diary of an Adopted Son. All these videos are under 5 minutes, so it ain't no long drawn out process. But they used to call me Jack Benny, okay? And Jack Benny was somebody who always had money somewhere, and I would say that to be true. Whether I had physical money or information to go and get the money, I could find some way to prosper. So I used to always save money. I used to always like my mother, she used to give us money to go to church. You know how they give you the money to put in church? And I used to always save it. I used to give if she gave us $5, I would put like 3 in church and keep 2. So I used to always save the money, and then Ben sometimes used to take the money, because he had a drug problem. He had a drug problem. He actually stayed in the house with us. He lived in the basement. And this is not to disparage Ben or anything. I'm just telling the truth. If people know the story, I'm not here to talk down on Ben or anything. I'm just a diary of an adopted son. I have to give you the good and the bad. So with Ben, he used to take my money when I was young, age 5, 6, 7. I used to have to hide the money. I used to hide the money in the ceiling sometimes. I used to hide the money under my bed and stuff like that. And Ben used to find it. It was strange, Ben used to find the money, and it used to really make me sad growing up. It really made me sad growing up that, he would take my money and stuff like that. But overall, Ben was a good person. He fixed things in the house for my mother. He was real good. He still is good with his hands. He know how to fix brakes on cars. He know how to build stuff. I mean, this dude was incredible. I mean, really a genius in the mind with building trades and journeyman type activities. So this dude was awesome, man. And I actually built my first little tree house when I was 10 or 11, and Ben helped me with it. He showed me how to nail and how to put the beams together and everything. So overall, I got love for Ben, no matter what nobody think. We had our situations, but he always protected Mary Tillman, my mother. Him and my father, Charles Tillman, they kind of beefed and quarreled a little bit, but Ben was always there to protect people. Whenever we got into it with somebody in the neighborhood, Ben was there to have our backs when we was little kids. I remember one time when we got into it with some people in the neighborhood, and somebody disrespected Ben's daughter, which is Keisha. And I mean, we all went out after this family on Nottingham in Markham, Illinois, which is a bad street. It's kind of, even to this day, when I go to Markham and I drive down Nottingham, I'm just looking around is somebody gonna come get me? But Ben went out there and protected us, and we went to the park to start fighting the whole family. It was families fighting against families, and it's a famous story in my family where I was actually sitting on the swing, still swinging while everybody else was fighting. They say that's true. I believe it is true. I really can't remember, but the whole point is, Ben is a great person. That's my brother. I consider him my brother. Mary Tillman's biological son. She actually had him at a really young age. I didn't even know how young she had him until I was after 30. It was crazy. All I had to do was do the math. But like I said, he lived in a basement. He took care of things. He fixed cars. He did everything for my mother to make my mother happy at the end of the day. And I was glad he was there. He really was a protector for the family overall. So this is Diary of an Adopted Son, just talking about all the members in my family. All these videos are under 5 minutes. I'm just trying to give you a perspective of who all these characters are before I start getting into the stories of, what happened with me being an adopted son. I want to give you the character the stories of all the people that's, you know, in this diary. Okay, so this is Anthony, Diary of an Adopted Son. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Peace out.